everyone, welcome in today's class. So in today's class we are going to discuss the topic body movements. Okay, as we know that the earth is full of things and these things are of two types, living things and non-living things. And this is due to the differences which are present among the living things and which make the living things different from the non-living things. These features we call them life processes. For example, all the living things need food, all the living things grow, all the living things respire, excrete, reproduce, as well as all the living things have a certain lifespan. So one more important feature which is shown by the living things that we call them movement. Okay, this movement is actually changing of position of the organism from one place to another and changing of the position of their body parts. Okay, when the movement is done from one place to another, that we call them locomotion, and all the living things show the locomotion just because of in the organism obtain food so the organism move from one place to another in search of food. Okay, sometimes they move from one place to another in search of a safe shelter. Sometimes they escape from their enemy, that's why they change their position, change their shape. Okay, so we can say the movement is due to some specific features, whether it could be for obtaining food, whether it could be to move for a safer places, so that we call them movement. Movement, for example, as I am speaking to you, so my body parts are also moving. However, I am not changing my position, I am not changing my place, but still my hands are moving, my eyeballs are moving when I am speaking to you, even my neck is also moving. So all this movement is done, and this is the feature of living organism. As we know that non-living things cannot move by their own if the non-living things are moving. So specifically, or we can say that the non-living things move only when the external force is given to them. For example, when the fan is working, so fan is working due to the electricity. When the electricity supply is given to the fan, then only the fan can move. But the living organism can move by their own. Okay. So when we talk about the body movements in this chapter, basically we are going to discuss that how this movement take place in different animals as well as in human beings. So first of all, we are going to discuss the movement in human beings. When we talk about the movement in human beings or locomotion in human beings, it is done by two specific organ systems. The first is human skeletal system and muscular system. So we can say human skeletal system and muscular system are those organs by which the body can move from one place to another, or different types of movement can be shown with the help of the organ system. So one by one we will discuss them. First of all, we are going to discuss about the human skeletal system. So the question is, what is skeleton? So, a bony framework of the body in which number of bones are working together, number of bones are joined together. So, this combination of bones, the set of the bones, that we call them human skeletal system. And as we know that there are 206 bones present in adult human beings. However, in just born baby, the number of bones are just more than 300. Okay. So all these bones are worked together, and this human skeletal system, when we study about the human skeletal system, to make it more convenient to study, we can divide this skeletal system in two parts. The first is axial skeleton. What is axial skeleton? Axial skeleton is actually the central part of the body. Okay, so whatever the bones which are present in the central part of the body, or the body can be divided into two distinct sides, left side and right side. So that axis or that central part of the bones, that we call them axial skeletal system, which we call them axis also. Okay. So this axial skeletal system, it consists of skull. It means we are to study about skull. We are to study about backbone, which we call them vertebral column, and as well as rib cage. Okay. The second part of human skeletal system, that we call them appendicular skeletal system. Okay. So once we have studied about that the central axis part of the skeletal system, now the next thing which we are to study, that is the sides of the skeleton. So it includes the girdles of the body. Okay. So basically two girdles are there in the system. The first is shoulder girdle, and this shoulder girdle we also call them pectoral girdle. Okay. And the next is hip girdle. So two girdles are there, and with these two girdles the limbs are joined. These limbs can be of two types, four limbs. Okay, in human beings, the four limbs are modified into hands, and the hind limbs also, hind limbs are modified into legs. So basically, in appendicular skeletal system, we discuss about the shoulder and hip girdle as well as the bones of the legs and bones of the arms. Okay. Now, before studying in detail, first of all, we are to discuss about that how many components take part or how many parts are there of the skeletal system, or what is the composition of human skeletal system. So first is that we call them bones, as the bones are made up of specified or specific tissues, which we call them bony tissues, which are just hollow from inside. Okay, and these are porous from inside, and these bony tissues are made up of calcium and phosphorus. And when we talk about the bones, so bones are actually the combination of flexibility and stiffness. Okay, so the bones are made up of calcium and phosphorus minerals which are present, as well as protein fibers, which we call them collagen, and some other important nutrients are also there which make the bones, and it provides the combination of flexibility and stiffness. The next is cartilage. What are cartilage? Cartilages are the flexible part of the skeletal system. Okay, and this flexible part which give the support to the body, and it connects the bone together. It means the bones are connected with the help of cartilage. Even when the two bones are connected together, in between the bones, the layer of cartilage is there which reduce the friction. So it reduces the chances of wear and tear of the bones, as these are the joints. So the joints contain that a layer of the cartilage. So that is the flexible part of the bone which provide the support to the body, and it connect the bone together. The next part of the skeletal system, that we call them collagen. What is collagen? Collagen is a kind of protein fibers actually. Okay, and we can say that the bones are made up of collagen fibers, and specifically those babies which are just born or newly born babies, their skeletal system or their bones are made up of basically collagen. The next thing, that we call them ligaments. What are ligaments? Ligaments are present in the form of cords and sheets. Okay, these are just in the form of cord and sheet which hold the internal organ at their specific position. For example, when we show the movement, when we run, for example, when we do any physical exercise or any physical work, so when we show the movement, intense movement, so in these movement our internal organs do not dislocate, they always remain at their position, just because of these are the organs are holding with the help of ligaments. Okay, so these ligaments are also present in the bones and muscles, and which make the bones stable at their positions. So these are the composition, or these are the few things which are present in the skeletal system. In the next class, we will study about the details of skull, backbone, rib cage, as well as we will study about the appendicular skeletal system. Okay, thank you.